You're listening to the Secure Dad Podcast. Discover ways to secure your home, protect your family, and embrace your role as a protector parent. Welcome, friend. I'm Andy Murphy, the creator of the Secure Dad. This podcast serves to help families become proactive in their safety. The information I share on this podcast is for general information purposes only. My goal is to empower you to make safer decisions for yourself and your family, because our safety is our own responsibility. Today on the podcast, we're talking about how criminals try to trick their way into your home. Plus, I share how some Sesame Street songs can help you protect your home and neighborhood. All of that and more ahead on the Secure Dad Podcast. I hate spam calls. Your phone starts buzzing and you get a notification that a number you don't recognize is calling you. In today's world, that's most likely a spam call that's going to try to scam you out of your money, information, or both. But there is good news. When you submit your phone numbers in your Delete Me account, they'll work to keep your information from winding up in the hands of scammers to cut down on those annoying spam calls. If you want to get your personal information removed from search sites, go to joindeleteme.com/dad. They're offering 20% off their privacy plans to everyone listening with the code DAD. When you start your privacy plan with Delete Me, they gather information from you. It's more than just your name and address. It's your phone numbers, past workplaces, relatives, and a ton more to create the best profile on you so they can hunt down your personal information from across the web and delete it. See why I find Delete Me essential to my privacy at joindeleteme.com/dad and use the promo code DAD to get 20% off today. So I decided to bring the news segment back to this show because I found a story that was just so funny that I wanted to share it with you. Apparently back in March in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, an unoccupied home was burglarized and ransacked. In the process, the thieves snatched up a wireless camera and they took it with them. Now what they didn't know was that the camera worked on a cellular network and began transmitting images back to the owner's phone. They got videos of the bad guys doing drugs, talking about other crimes, and of course, their faces are in the footage. Up to a week later, the owner and the police were still getting video from the camera of the bad guys. And honestly, you can't make this stuff up. Today's show title is Danger at the Door. And I swear there is also a Lifetime movie by that same name. So hopefully this show will go a little bit better than that. What I'm talking about today, I've covered a few times across a few shows over the years, but I want to talk to you about how criminals entice you to open your door so that you can spot potential danger. I've said for a while now, and you might actually be tired of hearing me say this, the most popular way a criminal enters your home is through the front door. As simple-minded humans, we tend to do what we have always done, and that even includes when you are committing a crime. Now, of course, we should keep our doors locked. This is 2023, and honestly, there hasn't been a time in America when it was okay for anyone to go around with their door unlocked, sleep with their front door unlocked, that sort of thing. This is some sort of like Mayberry myth that makes old-timers nostalgic for the good old days, but the old days were dangerous too. You just didn't have Ring cameras all over the place to prove it. And yes, I have seen more than a few videos of criminals approaching a door, checking the knob first to see if the door is unlocked. In one video that I recently saw, the door was unlocked, and the robber just stood there stunned that he had actually opened the door, like he was embarrassed for the soon-to-be victims. Maybe he was also upset because he didn't get to kick down the door. So locking your door is important. We know that. We're just going to say that to establish it. But if the door is locked, how do the criminals get us to open up? And that is what we're going to talk about today. Enticing somebody to open the door is a common trick. The best way to get you to do that is to trick you into thinking that something mundane or trivial is happening. Take, for instance, the delivery driver who needs a signature. Now let's pause here. I don't know about you, but I haven't had to sign for a package in like a decade. And that was at my office, not at home. So I'm not quite sure why people are so eager to open the door to sign for packages. I just don't feel like that's something that happens very often anymore. Now, there is a Ring camera video that ripped through the internet a few weeks ago of a guy in a regular car wearing sloppy clothes and an orange vest trying to deliver an empty box to a home. The homeowner opens the door, the fake delivery guy produces a gun, and there is a quick scuffle. The fake delivery driver is actually pushed down the stairs and the door is locked in his face. Then he looks around and he goes back to his car, and the whole thing took less than a minute. Now, at some point, this homeowner realized that something in the interaction wasn't right, was able to fight back and close the door. Another way that criminals can get you to open up is to create chaos and see how you respond. Now, a common way for a criminal group to work is they will get into your home by sending a woman frantically to your door. She'll bang on the door. She'll scream that she needs help. Something is going on. You're going to get up and you're going to go running to the door. Now, her story is going to be something like she was in a wreck. She's being chased. She has lost her dog. And who would not want to help a woman in need like that? And that is how they get you. They prey on you being a nice person because the actions of a nice person can be predicted. By the time you've opened the door and asked how you can help, one or more unseen assailants is going to rush in, control you, and then they're going to do whatever they want to inside your home. So it's important for you to understand that the first person that you see on your porch may not be the threat. The threat may be unseen. Keep that in mind. As food deliveries have become more popular since the pandemic, many criminals will pose as fake delivery drivers, and they'll just walk up to any door that they are interested in. And this looks completely normal to everyone because they'll hop out of a car, they'll have their phone in their hand, and they have the little takeout bag. This looks normal. This happens every day. Now, if you're home, you may open the door to tell this poor delivery driver that they have the wrong house because, again, you are a nice person. But what you may not see is two other people in the car jump out and rush you. Now, if a delivery person comes and knocks on the door and nobody is home, that person will then alert the rest of the crew and they will hit the empty house with force. This recently happened in Ventura County, California, and the whole thing was caught on camera. While it was certainly bad for the homeowners, it is a good lesson for the rest of us. So the takeaway message here is if a delivery driver comes to your door and you did not order anything, do not open the door. It's not your food anyway. You're not going to be getting free food. I mean, you're not that kind of person. You're listening to this show. You're not going to steal somebody else's lunch. So if a delivery person comes to the door, let them figure it out. They'll take care of it on their own. It might be legit. It might not be. But don't take the risk. Now, indulge me if you will. I want you to think back to the old days. The old Sesame Street songs. There's two of them in particular. These are the people in your neighborhood, and one of these things is not like the other. If we cross these two songs together, we're going to get a pretty good safety message here. Bad guys are going to try to look like they belong in your neighborhood. You have to be vigilant and question what you're seeing to make sure that what you're seeing is actually what's going on. Spotting incongruent signals is key to keeping your home and neighborhood safe. One such signal might be a supposed Uber driver having a taped sign on his window when he's actually supposed to have one of those fancy stickers. You may see a person in a blue vest with a box, but there won't be an Amazon truck nearby, and they won't have a badge or scanner with them. There might be someone looking at the gas meter, but they have clean boots and a crisp yellow vest and a very new hard hat. Maybe it's their first day on the job, or maybe it's somebody just trying to get close to your home. Just know to look beyond what you see to make sure you understand what's really going on. And if you see something that is really odd, you can always text a neighbor or make a post on the neighborhood Facebook group about what you've seen. Of course, please be careful what you say because you don't want to come off as that crazy neighbor. Now, going back to being nice, predictable people, I want to share this with you and I want you to teach your kids this. You do not have to open the door. You don't have to answer it. The social norm is that when somebody knocks, you go and you open the door and you talk to them. I'm here to tell you in 2023, you don't have to open the door. Keep that door closed, and the people on the other side do not have the right to enter your home just because they showed up. Get that out of your mind. Your locked front door is a great way to keep your home safe. Well, that's everything that I have for the Secure Dad podcast for today. Thank you, friend, for listening. Take back your privacy with Delete Me. Go to joindeleteme.com/dad and get 20% off a privacy plan today. If you'd like for your child to have a smartphone, but not the whole world staring back at them, you might want to consider a TrueMe wireless phone. Click on the link in the show notes and use the code SecureDad at checkout for $50 off a phone of your choice. If you'd like to know more about the Secure Dad, join me on Instagram and Twitter. My username on both platforms is TheSecureDad. And of course, my site is available to you 24/7 at thesecuredad.com. I'm Andy Murphy, reminding you that our safety is our own responsibility.